Can we go back and talk about the philosophy of the offense and forcing the defense to defend the width of the field? One of the things that you've got to be able to do effectively, like we talked about on the board, is being able to throw the bubble screens. And you know, the key to throwing the bubble screen, of course, is the accuracy of the quarterback and putting the ball out in front of the receiver where he can catch it and run with it, and it doesn't get pirouetted, which we talked about on the board there. But anytime that the defense is starting to cheat a defender in the box, we've got to be able to throw those bubble screens out there and force those defenders back out of the box so you can run the ball. Also, it's an opportunity to get the ball in the open field and let your slot receiver try to make a play in space. Again, you'll see we're throwing the bubble screen off of this defender here. We want him to have to make the tackle in space, or the safety to have to come up and make the tackle, which, you know, again, it forces them to play assignment football and make plays in space. And anytime that you can get defense to do it, you know, you've got them thinking a little bit, and that's always going to help you out with your run game and keeping those defenders wider, forcing them to defend the width of the field. Okay, we're going to talk now about the double screen and the different formations we can run it out of. Again, going back to what we talked about on the board, our play side tackle, in this case, would be our right tackle. He's set, punch, release, and he is on a track to block the flat defender. Our play side guard, same thing, set, punch, release, and he's working the alley. Our backside tackle should set and cut the end man on the line of scrimmage. Our backside guard is set, punch, release, and he's working out here for the flat defender. Our center is set, punch, release, and he's working backside for the alley player. Okay, always remember our number 2 receiver away from the screen is responsible to block the corner. Okay, our running back, again, this being a double screen, our running back, he is opening up, he is getting width. In this case, since we're running it kind of into the boundary, he wants to get out towards the numbers, okay? Wants to get out towards the numbers, and then his sidewalk is to get north and south. Once he catches the ball, he wants to get north and south up the numbers as quick as possible, okay? Our slot receiver here did get a crack call, so you know, we want him to block the cover down. His cover down, unless he gets a crack call, then he would go and crack the first linebacker in the box. So you can see our play side slot here. He got a crack call, so he's going to crack the first linebacker in the box. And then our back is getting up his sidewalk, which is the numbers. We want him to catch the ball and get north and south. If it's cloudy at all over here, again, the quarterback has the option to throw it backside to the backside of the screen. Timing and spacing are very, very important on this screen. Okay, we can see here, this is a great example of the timing of the wideout, okay? Again, we talked about this on the board, but you know, his timing is on the snap of the ball. He is not going to move until the quarterback makes eye contact with him. And then he'll come down the line. That way he's catching the ball in proper spacing to the offensive linemen that are coming out to block for him. You see the quarterback on the swing part of the screen, it's a little bit cloudy. The defensive end runs a little peel technique with the running back. The quarterback doesn't feel comfortable throwing it to the play side, so he's going to bring it backside. Now watch the timing between the quarterback and the wide receiver. Now the wide receiver pauses, he waits, the quarterback makes eye contact, now he comes. Now in this particular play, our offensive line does an outstanding job of adjusting to the tight end's block. The tight end is responsible to block the corner. But again, we go back to the rule we talked about on the board, is we don't ever want to pass one to go to one. So you see as the tight end comes out flat, he's getting pressured by the flat defender. He's got a flat release. He feels the flat defender, so he says, I better take him. I don't want him blowing the screen up. So he takes him, and then the line adjusts off, and they do a great job of adjusting off him. In a perfect world, we'd like the tight end on the corner and the line to be able to block the alley and the flat defenders. But in this situation, they do a tremendous job of adjusting off of the tight end's block and getting our wide receiver in the open field. Again, you can see the end. As the end peels, the quarterback, he takes his quick three. He's looking to the swing. The end peels. It's a little bit cloudy. So he comes backside with it, and we wind up getting a big play. Great job by the offensive line, again, adjusting off the block of the tight end. And again, we talk about finishing the run and how we want our guys to finish. You know, we're never going to catch a ball and get knocked backwards. We want to catch it. We always want to be moving forward. This is a great job by the wide receiver at the end of the run here, trying to finish moving forward. Finish physically moving forward. Here's another example of the quarterback coming backside with the screen. We get the running back is running this swing route. Now again, we're running this one to the field, so he wants to try to get out to the numbers, or out to the hash, I should say, and attack the hash and force the defenders to defend with. Well, as you can see here, the linebacker is in man coverage, so he's jumping out there on the running back. Quarterback doesn't feel comfortable with it. He comes backside with it. It's a great job. Again, look at the timing between the quarterback and the wide receiver. Our wideout is just going to stand there and be patient until the quarterback makes eye contact, then he starts to make his way back inside. And again, we talk about getting the ball north and south after you catch it. We don't want a lot of dancing around, running across the field and all that stuff. We want to get north and south after you catch the ball. Guy who does a great job here is our slot working up to the corner. Again, you know, our number 2 receiver is responsible to block the corner. Well, he does a great job here of pressing through his cover down and occupying his cover down to go block the corner. That gives the lineman time to get out on the slot's cover down. Whereas, you know, because he was able to press him up as he was going to block the corner, he pressed his cover down up the field, and it gave the tackle and guard an opportunity to get out there and get fitted in on their block. Another example here, you see the end start to peel. The end is not biting on the screen, so we always have the backside screen. That's why we like to run this double screen. It gives us options. Again, this is another formation to run it out of. 20 personnel. Now our number 2 receiver backside is our running back. It's not our tight end. It's not our slot. It's our running back, like we talked about on the board. He's on track for the corner, but he doesn't want to pass one to go to one. So as he's tracking the corner, he gets a little bit spooked by the flat defender, decides to take him, and the tackle adjusts off of it. We wind up getting a positive yardage play. So a good job by the fullback here. He's responsible to block the corner. He's on track for the corner. He feels the flat defender, decides to take him, make sure you don't pass one to go to one. Always block level 1 first, and that way you're guaranteed to have positive yardage. This is an example right here. Great job by the tight end of staying flat down the line to go block the corner. Stay flat, and you can always adjust up. If he'd have run out there and run right at the corner, and the corner had come hard up the field, he never would have been able to adjust back and get this block. You can see the end peel, so the quarterback takes his quick 3 and brings it backside to the backside of the screen. End peels, bring it backside. Tight end does a tremendous job with his release angle and staying on his block. Now here's a great job here by our play side tackle, blocking the alley, securing the block of the cover down of the slot receiver. Now we don't have a crack call here, so he's going to go block his cover down. And the tackle does a great job of securing this up. This is about being physical and running people back. Now you watch this fullback. Again, the aiming point when we run this to the field is to get the ball to the hash, and he wants to get north and south down the hash. We don't want him straying much from the hash. We want him getting north and south and run physically down the field. This is a great job of catching the ball and getting north and south and being on his landmark. His sidewalk is the hash. All right, we check this play from the sideline. Again, this is goes back to our philosophy again of being no huddle, getting a feel for what we want from up top in the booth. And we like the screen versus blitz. We get a blitz situation, so we call the screen from up in the press box. Quarterback does a nice job of getting the ball out there where our running back can run with it, catching the ball without pirouetting and putting it out in front of him where he can run. Our running back gets downhill. Now watch the left tackle finish the block. Left tackle comes out and gets a great shot on the slot right here. Gets a great shot on the slot's cover down to finish it off, and our running back's able to get into the secondary. We want to make those safeties make tackles. Just like we talked about under our philosophy. We want to make those safeties make tackles. Now, this is a situation here where the defense covers both of the screens, but they forgot to cover the quarterback. So he looks over to the left over here. He's going to throw the play side of the screen, and the defensive end is feathering out. So he comes backside, and they've got the backside covered. Well, that doesn't leave many defenders left in the middle of the field, so our quarterback, being a tremendous athlete, he's able to just take off and run with it. You know, this is an example of getting the ball in the grass. It wasn't how the play was drawn up, but this guy, this number 5, this quarterback makes a tremendous play here just by being an athlete. And again, we got the ball in the open field. Look at all that green space. All right, that goes back to our philosophy. Let's get the ball in the grass. We get the ball out in the grass and let our athletes make plays. That's what the spread offense is all about. Last one here. This is going into the boundary. Now, this is an adjustment one, which we talked about on the board. Okay? We're going to crack now with our X. We're running it back into the boundary. So our X receiver, this is a great red zone screen. It's the same as our, we're still going to have the double screen going, but our X now is going to crack the first defender in the box. Our tackle will set, punch, release, and he'll be out. He's now looking to kick out the flat defender, whoever's out here in the flat, okay? The backside slot receiver now becomes the backside screen guy. He's the double screen guy, okay? So if the quarterback had to come backside, he's throwing it to the nearest receiver to him. That allows our tight end now is going to go and block the slot's cover down, and everybody's rules stay the same. Tight end blocks the cover down, or the cover down of the wide out outside of him. That becomes our backside screen guy. Of course, we get the flare screen off. We get a good, not a great crack block, but a good enough crack block on the inside linebacker. Our tackle comes out, gets a tremendous block on the corner, and we're able to score. We're putting the ball in the end zone. It's a great red zone screen. It's just another way that you can formation people. We go back to talking about our base philosophy is that we want to be a formation-based team. So we're finding formations where we can take advantage of what the defense is giving us. This next set of screens, which we talked about on the board, is our play action screens. And this is based off of our zone play, okay? Based off of our zone play. Just like we talked about on the board, we want to sell this on the backside. We want these linemen to be 1, 2, 3 hard steps inside before they come out. And they're coming out flat. They're coming out flat down the line of scrimmage. Okay? Our slot receiver, our number 2 receiver to the backside is, again, responsible to block the corner. We want him to press up through his cover down before he works out to the corner. That buys time for our offensive lineman to get out there. And again, our running back and everybody else on the front side is just selling the zone play. This is all built in off the zone. It's a great play action screen when you got that zone play running. Again, you get down in the red zone and you want a little answer. Keep the defense honest. Make them run around the field and defend the width and the depth of the field. This is a great way to do it with a little play action screen. Again, we get down in the red zone and we're looking at blitz. We get exactly what we want. We know we're probably going to get pressure down here. We love this screen versus man coverage. Our slot receiver does a good job of pressing up through. Like to have him block the corner. Press up through your cover down and then block the corner. But our tackle does a tremendous job of coming out flat. So we talked about after the zone fake. We want to sell this on the zone. Is to come out flat down the line of scrimmage. That way, if we do get leakage, you're able to pick it up. And we end up getting the ball in the end zone versus the blitz. So 3 steps in, then flat down the line. And we get the ball out in the grass. Which again, going back to the basis of our offense is to get the ball in the grass. Now on this particular one, we're going to change it up. Just like we talked about on the board. Now instead of selling the zone play, we're going to sell the sprint out. But it's the same screen. It's the same screen. It's no different for anybody at all. Just a different action in the backfield. We talk about getting the ball north and south after the catch. Staying on that sidewalk of the numbers now. This is a numbers screen. We want to get on that sidewalk and get north and south. The receiver does a tremendous job of doing that. Just a different way to run it off the sprint out action rather than the zone action. Catch the ball, get north and south. All right, last one here. Again, we're running this off the sprint out action, just out of a different formation. We always want to try to change the formation up, make the defense think about how they have to line up and what we could possibly do out of these formations. And we just line up and run the same screen that we have been running, but it's just a different formation, a different action. And we love these screens down in the red zone where you think you're going to get man coverage. See the linemen do a tremendous job here of selling this. 1, 2, 3, stick your foot in the ground and come out flat. Wideout does a great job of getting north and south.